Let's move on to something that Louis Riddick said on the Rich Eisen show yesterday. Because once again, somebody else has weighed in on the quarterback situation for the 49ers. And Louis Riddick told Rich Eisen, I'll tell you what, I had someone tell me this recently. They believe that Sam Darnold in that match with Kyle Shanahan out there, that could finally be the spot that totally makes him become the out of nowhere surprise of the year. And you and I had different takeaways. I'll let you explain yours first, and then we can get to mine.
Well, my first reaction was, here's another national insider who has no connection to the 49ers speculating for attention. And I'm like, man, Louis Riddick, that's so beneath you. Like Ian Rappaport seems to do it a lot. And he doesn't even hide that he's speculating. He's just like saying, hey, I didn't hear. I'm just trying to put the tea leaves together. Like, man, you're not a tea leaf reader. You're a reporter. Pick up the phone. Now it's like, oh, Riddick, you're reading tea leaves too? But then he actually says, so he talked to someone. And he said, someone who I trust implicitly when it comes to quarterback play. And it's like, okay, like, is this your high school quarterback coach? Like, why would you say that? How is that relevant? Okay, it's only relevant to me if it's someone who really has expertise in quarterbacks and is connected to this team in some way. He's not going to come out and say it because obviously he doesn't want to blow the lid. I mean, if he has a connection, he doesn't want to blow the lid off who it is. So I'm looking at Louis Riddick. Just so happens that he was in the Monday Night Football booth with Steve Levy and Brian Griese. They worked together on Monday Night Football. Someone he trusts implicitly when it comes to quarterback play. I think Brian Griese would qualify. And if he has, I would think he has Brian Griese's number. They literally work together. And I'm not accusing Griese. I don't know. It just seems like, man, who else would make sense here? And if he texts Griese and is like, so what's up with Trey? And Griese's like, man, I don't know. And I don't know about Purdy, but let me tell you something off the record. Man, I really like Sam. Like, it would explain how every single insider from Mike Florio to Ian Rappaport is like, look, man, I keep hearing about Griese. Not Griese, about Darnold. Anyway, like, I don't think Kyle Shanahan's talking to people off the record. Maybe Lynch is, but wow. Now that Riddick said this, I'm thinking, what about the quarterback coach? I can't prove it. I don't know, but
that's interesting.
Yeah,
so much for the whole 49ers don't leak theory, by the way. This was my takeaway. First of all, like, is there one dude in San Francisco that loves Darnold and is just telling everyone, like telling Ian, telling Louis Riddick? Maybe. Or are there a bunch of people in the 49ers that like Darnold, and so they're all talking? But then the other thought I had was this. Why is there no one in San Francisco
talking about
Trey Lance? No one. There's no quote like this from anyone other than Kyle and John, who have a very real reason to talk him up to try and trade him. No one else is saying, hey, they really like Trey Lance. Trey Lance looks really good. There's none of that coming from anybody.
Well, let's stick with Griese for a second. I'm not accusing, but it's a working hypothesis. He has this close working relationship with Louis Riddick, and he was in the media. Let's say it's Griese who is expressing these sentiments off the record. I don't know. If it is, he didn't pick Trey. He inherited Trey.
Right.
He helped pick Purdy. It's conceivable that he helped pick Darnold. And it's just human nature. Like, when you put your name and reputation behind picking someone and bringing them in, you have more invested in making it work. When you inherit someone, you might want to make it work. You might think you can make it work, but when it doesn't, you have a million excuses. Well, I never picked this guy. He's not my guy. He got hurt. I don't know what's going on with him. Like, yeah, it could work out, but I like Sam Darnold. Like, that's how it goes. Especially if you put your name on the line, like, yeah, bring him in. I could do something with him. So that would just make it make sense. Of course, people are talking up Sam Darnold because the people in the organization who are here haven't been here that long. And, Trey Lance precedes him. A lot of these guys on offense.
People always like to pick their guys and get their guys
every time
into the team. That's an interesting idea. And plus, Trey was gone. I know he was in the facility, but he was hurt. Like, he wasn't in the trenches with them going through it last year with Griese's first year. PJ watching on YouTube says it's painful to watch national media coverage on the 49ers. Eisen said they had to pick a kicker in the third round because they have a complete roster. Really? What about right tackle, defensive end, depth on the overall offensive line? Yeah, they didn't have to pick a kicker. They clearly chose to pick a kicker. There's certainly other places they could have upgraded.
Well, can I ask you a question about Rich Eisen? When was the last time he criticized the 49ers about anything?
Good point.
he is their national advocate. Like, he is their defense attorney. And like, look, they do a lot of good stuff, but they're not perfect. There's a lot of things you could say like, hey, could be a little bit better here. But every offseason, he comes out and like pushes back against any criticism of this team. Like, you'd almost like think he has a personal relationship with Mike Shanahan or something. What's up with that?
The Niners have a lot of those guys in the National League.
They
Lot of them.
They do.
God, remember Trent Dilfer talking about Jim Tom Sula? They win that game against the Vikings. Look at the 49ers. Jim Tom Sula. Dude, give me a break.
Oh, is that week 1 who they faced? It was the Vikings?
I
forgot. I was talking about that yesterday. I thought it was the Rams. No, that was Chip Kelly the next year.
I think it was Minnesota. Didn't Carlos Hyde do that spin move? And
yes.
Touchdown?
He was so good in that first week, and then he got destroyed against Pittsburgh the next week. Ooh.
Flav says Sam Darnold is the better quarterback right now. Trey is years away and likely going to be ugly for a while when he starts playing again.
Light years away.
Oh, sorry. What did I say?
Light years away. Makes no sense to plan for 4 games that Brock will be back. Okay, Sam, didn't Ryan Hensley offer to bet you about this? You need to put something on the line here. You say Sam's going to start week 1. A lot of people have offered to bet you about this, and you keep spending $10 on super chats to say, like, you're kind of betting on it, but why don't you just make it official, man? Come on, baby.
At least if you bet, you have a chance to win your money back.
Exactly. You're throwing your money away. Poor Flave.
So is it Flave? Oh, there is an accent.
It's Flave.
My bad. Sorry.
It's all good.
I don't know why
being right.
Why do people think Sam Darnold is better than Trey Lance? Sam Darnold is awful. Like, Trey Lance is not great.
Because some people like Flave think that Trey Lance is like Tim Tebow.
Right.
Well, and like, he has, like, there's so little Trey Lance footage that people can say whatever they want about him. Actually, he's really good. Actually, he's the worst quarterback of all time. And you're like, what evidence do I have to argue against you? Like, you must have this third eye that tells you the future. Because I don't know, I'm looking at like 100 throws.
Right.
Or whatever.
Sam Darnold has had way worse games than Trey Lance has ever had. Including last year in that magical 6-year run when he was like 5 of 15 for 43 yards with no touchdowns and 2 picks. Okay. Like, Trey Lance has never had that game.
Dude, that was January 8th. That was 5 months ago. He was 5 of 15. It seems like Sam Darnold is at best a backup quarterback. He's the kind of guy that if you put the best team around him possible, he might not lose the game. But if he has to play 5 games in a row, he's going to find a way to lose some of those games. That's who he is. You can't trust him. He's a backup quarterback.
And he's been that for years. People got
since USC.
Ignoring all the stuff that we've seen from him. Yes, he's going to a better environment. Yes, he's going to have better teammates. Yes, he's got a better scheme. So what? That doesn't fix everything.
Can't trust him.
Even if he's better than he was, he's not going to be Patrick Mahomes, Joe Burrow, Josh Allen. So what are we doing here? Like,
he's going to make some decisions that are going to make you hate him. You like him now. But he's going to, and he may have a few games where you're like, wow, look, he's not doing too much. He's not trying to, he's playing within himself. He's not trying to be the hero. He's checking it down. Wait for it. Wait 3-4 weeks. If you don't believe me, and people who follow me or on Niners Twitter, you should know Mr. Roscoe's. He's all around. He makes banners for everybody. He is the biggest USC fan I know. Ask him about Sam Darnold. He will say the nicest things. Can you trust him? Hell no. Absolutely not. No. So, I mean, Brian Griese, you could talk yourself in, or whoever. Look, if you signed him and gave him $3.5 million guaranteed, you must have a reason. Of course, you're going to be optimistic, but that can go away real fast.
Real fast. I'm just sick and tired of having a quarterback where the game plan is to take the ball out of their hands. We don't want him to do too much. Let him hit the check down. No, I want the quarterback.
Can't win a Super Bowl that way.
Put the ball in his hands, and I want the fear of God in the defense. Okay, because
that's
win
how Super Bowl that way.
Yeah. Right, playing the Chiefs with Patrick Mahomes. Crap, he has to pass here. Oh no, God, I hope we can stop him. And guess what? They couldn't in the fourth quarter of that game. That's what I want from my quarterback. Stop looking for a guy that can do it if the team runs like an ungodly amount, or if he doesn't have to straight drop back. No, that is not the standard at quarterback that you need.